After my video on the incomplete people, I started receiving emails from a few of my subscribers claiming they too have seen an incomplete person. I have to admit that I found a few of them very creepy. I compiled the top 8 into this video and will let you be the judge on whether they are real or not. Email 1, the Shredded Man. After watching your video, I started seeing an incomplete person. I took a picture, but of course no one else can see it. Maybe you can. He looked like he was ran through a paper shredder, but there was no blood, just gaps in his body. I don't know how he moved around or didn't collapse into a pile of flesh. Please help me. I'm scared to think what would happen if this thing got me. Email 2, a head with 2 arms. Oh my God, does anyone else see that thing in the picture? It's a head with 2 arms growing out of its ears. Please, someone tell me that I'm not crazy. I see this thing everywhere. It chases me every time I leave the house, and it's so damn fast. Please, any advice would be appreciated. Email 3, a head with legs. I've seen this thing my entire life. I make 22 this year. Only I can see it. When I was a kid, my parents said it was my imaginary friend. I call it Jimmy the Head because it's a head with legs. The head looks normal, like a guy in his 40s. It's never tried to hurt me, but it always follows me around. Everywhere I go, I see it. I thought it was harmless. Now, after watching your video, I'm scared to think that it might one day try to attack me or something. Do you think it's waiting for me to get older? To be the same age as the head? Email 4, the Divided Woman. Help, Vintage. I was eating lunch in my school's cafeteria and saw this horribly disfigured woman crawl in. I was surprised no one else saw it. How could anyone not? She was missing half of her body. It was like she was split down the middle. I asked a friend about it, but when I tried to point it out, it was gone. I was hoping I'd never see it again, but there it is, waiting for me in front of my apartment. Email 5, Hole in Head. I woke up and found this man with a large hole where his face should be. You could see his brain, his tongue, his teeth, everything. It scared the shit out of me. I screamed, my mom rushed into my bedroom, but she didn't see it. She thought I was playing a prank. When I went to catch the bus, I saw it again, staring at me. What should I do? Any advice would be appreciated. Email 6, the Headless Woman. Do you see the woman with no head here? Your videos cursed us all. Do I have to worry about this monster hunting me down and taking my head? I don't want that because it's my only one after all. Is there a way to stop this thing? Can you hurt them or something? The Crawler. I was picking up some groceries when I noticed this bisected man crawling after me. All of its guts and shit were hanging out. It was hella gross and almost made me sick. I got out of there as soon as I could, but I'm worried I'll see it again. What have you done to us, Vintage? And finally, email 8. I found this one to be the most uncomfortable to read. I've been seeing these things since I turned 18. My dad saw them too, just like his dad before him. I thought they were a family curse, but it's a relief to hear that others have seen them too. There's only one way to save yourself from one of these things. You give what it wants by taking it from someone else. If it's missing a head, it needs a head, hands, feet, and so on. Sometimes what they are missing is harder to please, but if you have a strong stomach, you'll figure it out. It was 2 months after my birthday when the first one found me. It was hollow in the center. My dad helped me find someone to take my place. I don't know how he got him, and he never offered to tell me. But he did give me 2 pieces of advice. 1, you have to do the killing, or the one following you won't take it. 2nd, choose someone that deserves it. It's easier to live with. The second one I came across was missing its left arm, right leg, left side of its torso, and 3/4 of its face. I was 29 when this one showed up. Just married. Dad and I drove several states over to find my replacement. The guy beat his wife and kids. Nasty guy. He never did anyone much good until he met us. My dad and I helped each other out until his 70s. When the last one came, he asked me to let it have him. I found him with a hole in his chest a few days later. I was 32 when I came across this one. It was the first one to find me since I lost my dad. Horrible looking thing. It had no face. You could see the muscle and ligaments that are normally underneath the skin. I found my replacement closer to home this time. He was a drug dealer, peddled poison to minors. He's another one no one's going to miss. But I will always remember how much he screamed when I removed his face. The last one wasn't mine. This was my son's. He's just turned 18 and the curse has found him like it found us. Poor fellow. This one had no midsection. It held itself up by walking on its legs like stilts. My son had a hard time with the bone saw, but he got through it. I'm proud of him. Thankfully, his sister doesn't see these things. At least one of my children will hopefully have a normal life. If you do see one and you decide to save yourself, chances are you will see another one. If you can't handle saving yourself, then I suggest you get your affairs in order. That's my best advice to you. And that was the top 8 scariest incomplete people sent to me by my subscribers. Have you seen a scarier incomplete person? Then email me at doyouseeincompletepeople@gmail.com. The scariest ones might make it into a future video. Remember, every email needs to grant me permission to use it and how you would like to be credited.